తెలంగాణ ఎలక్ట్రిక్ వాహనాల పాలసీని మంత్రి కేటీఆర్ ప్రకటిస్తున్నారు. ఆ లైవ్ చూద్దాం.
Facilitate aggregators which are involved in public transportation with regulatory support to enable them to convert their fleet to EVs. Another very important question, this is a kind of a chicken and egg question. Whenever we talk to EV stakeholders, the standard or the typical question which is asked is there enough charging infrastructure? And even a common person, when he has to transition into an EV, this is the question which is foremost in his mind. Is there an adequate supply of charging infrastructure? So our policy also devotes considerable attention to charging infrastructure. In fact, we have mentioned that the government will facilitate setting up the initial batch of fast charging stations, and our TS Redco is the nodal agency. Janaya Garu is present here. His agency is going to take that responsibility of creating a network of charging stations. Fortunately, in Hyderabad city, another agency which has come up to take the lead in charging stations is the Hyderabad Metro Rail, which has also decided to have charging stations in all the metro stations. And private providers like Fortum, etc., have joined hands, and Power Grid, etc., have joined hands with petrol companies to set up charging infrastructure in their depots. So we have a very detailed attention on charging infrastructure, as I said. And most importantly, we are very grateful to them. The Electricity Regulatory Commission, ERC, has given a special tariff for charging stations, which is again one of the very few such important decisions taken anywhere in the country, a special tariff rate for charging infrastructure. Similarly, in our town planning policy, I am grateful to the municipal administration and urban development department. They have agreed to certain very important norms of having residential townships and other institutions like malls and large institutions to have mandatorily charging stations within their premises. Similarly, the other demand side incentives target the individual users. Many people who are already having a conventional petrol or a diesel vehicle and who may like to shift to an electric vehicle, either because they are more conscious about the environmental consequences, social consequences, or as Dr. Goenka was telling, while the initial cost may be high, the maintenance cost is literally zero, and therefore you end up with large savings. Some of them may be motivated to think about EV. The government will further assist them by providing benefits like waiver of road tax and registration fee, 100% exemption of road tax, and waiver of registration fee for a specified number of vehicles. So for example, 200,000 two-wheelers, 20,000 auto rickshaws, 5,000 commercial four-wheelers, 10,000 commercial good carriers, 5,000 private cars, 500 buses, and as Mr. Goenka pointed out, we have also included electric tractors. So whenever their Zahirabad factory manufactures electric tractors, they will be hopefully the first recipients of this particular scheme. So again, this is something which will help consumers when they think about the higher cost, and when they look at these offsets which are available, I'm sure they will feel tempted about getting into buying a electric vehicle and using that for their commute. As I mentioned, there are incentives for people who want to manufacture electric vehicles and storage system components in our state, and I'm very happy that today we are signing up with 5 companies who are going to enter into MOUs and who are going to announce their important projects, important investment projects in the state of Telangana, and I won't share the details of those companies. In a moment from now, you will know who they are, what they are going to invest, how many jobs they are going to create, and how their example should be emulated by others, because the incentives which we are giving to manufacturers are perhaps amongst the best in the country. So I do look forward to more and more companies looking at Telangana as the opportunity for setting up their manufacturing facilities. Finally, our state of Telangana is right from day one, is recognized as a state which encourages innovation and entrepreneurship. And therefore, for EV and ESS segment also, we have created a separate program for promoting innovation in this space. We know that there are lots of studies and research going on across the world in how to make the batteries more long-lasting, how to make battery charging easier. Right now, we heard a while ago Dr. Goenka speaking that lithium iron may not be the sustainable solution. We have to do more research to look at what are the other alternatives. Lots of this research is being done by young people, innovators, startups, etc. So Telangana wants to encourage such people by setting up an EV research hub, and already we have received interest from IIT Hyderabad, who wants to partner the government of Telangana in promoting research. Similarly, we have interest from Japanese companies and corporations also, who want to support collaborative research between Telangana and Japan, located in Hyderabad. So with the help of these institutions, we will set up a center of excellence where research and R&D work will take place. We already have in Hyderabad the Non-Ferrous Technologies Development Center on NFTTC, which is running one such center of excellence under the Government of India's FAME scheme. So we intend to partner with them also for promoting research and development. Similarly, T-Hub and T-Works, which are the premier incubators in our state, one for technology startups, other for hardware or prototyping startups. These two will also have a special component, a special focus on EV and ESS. So, as I said, Telangana's reputation of being a state very strongly focused on innovation will be carried forward through our EV and ESS policy also. So, once again, I look forward to everyone's support in propagating this policy into other corners of this country, other corners of the world, and I'm very confident that the vision and mission which our Honorable Minister asked us to articulate in this policy, though we have thought that we will take 10 years time to realize the vision and mission, I am very confident that we will be hitting the target much earlier, thanks to extremely encouraging initial response from people like you. So once again, my gratitude to all the people who were responsible for drafting the EV and ESS policy, and my thanks once again to Honorable Ministers for strongly presenting this policy before the Cabinet and getting Cabinet's approval. Thank you very much.
Before we continue with the proceedings, let me have the honor to welcome our Minister, Sri Indrakan Reddy Garu. He is the Minister for Endowments, Land and Environment and Forest. Thank you for joining us, sir. Now we shall have the MOU signing, for which I would request Saket, please get the MOUs. The sequence would be Olectra, Mytrah, ETO, and then ARI. The Electro team, please come over, led by Sri Pradeep Garu. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, for your information, Olectra will be manufacturing buses in Telangana. Investment is to the tune of 300 crores. Employment generation would be about 3,500 numbers. Time frame, first phase would be 3 years and the rest would be 2 years, total of 5 years, and land requirement is about 100 acres. Congratulations, sir. Thank you, sir. Next would be the Mytrah team. Mr. Vikram, please come over, and his team. Mytrah would be investing about 2,000 crores in this state. Employment generation of about 2,250. Product, as already covered, would be electric buses. Time frame would be 3 and 5 years. Land requirement they've asked for is 100 acres initially, plus additional request of 200 acres. Thank you so much, sir. The next MOU to be signed will be ETO Motors team. Mr. Venugopal has not been able to make it, but his team is here. Please come over, sir. Mr. Rabal from ETO Motors. The investment would be about 150 crores. Employment generation would be 1,500. EV three-wheelers is the product they'll be launching. They're already in the state, but then in the new plant also they'll be manufacturing three-wheelers. Time frame of about 3 years and followed by another 2 years for total investment. Next we have MOU signing with ARAI from Pune. Basically, it's a authorizing and certifying agency for not only automobiles, also for EV and EV ecosystem. This will be done virtually. They have sent their signature signed copy to us, and we have sent the signed copy. Respective team members will be signing. Should we finish that first? Before we move on to ARI, we have 2 companies which have given letter of intent this time. Mr. Raja of Gaya Motors, please come over and hand over the letter of intent. Mr. Raja and the team. Thank you, sir. And the last letter of intent is from Pure EV, Mr. Rohit Vadra. Please come over. They will be setting up a 2-wheeler plant in Telangana. Uber का क्या है? They'll be coming here?
Yeah, they are here.